The start line here. We're creating a little bit. Well, I must be a little bit favoured towards the Clara 2 side, the way rectangle, the Australia and the A. Boats cannot sail directly into the wind, they basically have to zigzag towards it. So if the pull it on, break those walls, and that's what we're starting to see now. First the rake level, the race leader, Australia 4 top weight, not too bad as Vinegar said for those guys. Fantastic job there. These guys just trying to put a little bit in the bank, make sure they get above Bradley's head, because diving a very slow process. Also Harold's looking to steal the wind as we see the spinnaker start to be disturbed now. Harold Cudmore hooks into the breeze, he's stolen the breeze from the Australia 4, and now an Augusta breeze accelerates. We have a new race leader, it is the St Patrick's Day man, Harold Paddy Cudmore in the lead. Just in that horrible little zone where he just needs wind shadow you leave in front of them. So not only being rewarded with extra speed, you also have a technical advantage with the bigger sail. Really unfolding there, positioning on the race course, absolutely rewarding John Winning, and pulling out probably 2 to 3 boat lengths, possibly more, as we see the mistake floundering.
There's waves and like get airborne. Yeah, I'm missing some goals already. It's a big commitment.
He's putting in their tag covering Woody. Woody couldn't make it in the one tag, so there's a little plan there to try and shorten the deal. These big yachts around, but to slide out further and try to get it in one go. Probably extra distance. But absolute struggle for our race lead as we see the Australia 4, the first of these two guys to tack, was then carried down to the people in front of you. So pretty bleaky conditions, and distance between first and second pretty much unchanged. In very control. What's going aboard the mistake there, crewmen all gathered around the front trying to rectify whatever the problem is. Down. St Patrick's Day factor in there, but not enough to restart to come in now, and Australia 4 absolutely flying. As you can see, they were heading towards the mark, now they're getting dragged towards the zoo, totally towed away in this gust. It's all happening this afternoon, and as Yuri finally starts to give us something to work with, we see the Australia 4 absolutely hammer and tongs. Of course, it can all end in tears. The last few weeks we've seen huge amounts of gear failure. But the rig looking quite good previously through the lens of the video camera. I've been looking at the spars really bending and twisting, but Australia 4 there looking really nice and very straight as she powers away through those waves, taking full advantage of this breeze at the moment. Looking into the gust, getting the breeze now, but not getting the same boat speed through the water. Second place getter, the mistake. Trying to chase. Luck of the draw, we get in the gusts, and particularly with the these skiffs, being able to get them up on the plane. So huge gains to be made between the skiff that can jump on the plane and reduce the wetted surface area and make the skiff go really fast. Those are the guys who are subplaning, where the boat gets up to hull speed and it looks spectacular. You have this big ball of water underneath it, But as they're not able to break free, they can only sail up to about 10, 12 knots, absolute maximum. Once you start planing, you can probably get up to 20 knots of flat speed through the water. Even though it is 1930s, they've worked full afternoon. Same goes for the rest of the fleet as the breeze starts to pick up. But that's one of the joys of sailing. You're not like these big steroidy muscle types where you spend 10 minutes pondering how much weight you're going to pick up. With sailing, it's all about you've got to do it now. Sit around, waiting, and then do it. Because if you don't, you're in the water. If you're not in the water and you're going slow and your opposition's gone past you. So physical fitness, mental alertness, important factor in racing these sorts of boats. Rain's starting to come back in. Last time we had the rain, it took away the wind. Hopefully that's not the case, because we're getting some great action now as Australia 4 is making her way down to the finish. Heat 3 of the historic Centenary 18 win, but also the championship win. See now the breeze really picking up, so the crew's there just letting that spinnaker flog, making sure that the skip doesn't get dragged sideways into the next bay and they have to pull the spinnaker down. They're hoping to ride out that gust. Big gust hits them. They're quite close to the finish, but still Australia 4 as she makes her way down in these really tricky conditions. The wind swung around again. The way the wind's shifting around, they're just likely to need it again. So just flagging the fight as Australia 4 makes her way down to the finish. Distance between first and second was pretty close before, but really changed. Way too much wind, heaps of pressure, way too much sail area, and the guys are really being tested aboard the Endies now. This winner is about to do is get a blue ribbon. Went up high enough before they set their spinnaker and been rewarded. They've been able to really drive their skiff through and come through for a great fourth. Meanwhile, that battle for fifth still continuing between the Australia and the Endies. You see Jeremy now starting to slow down and come through. A finish in fourth. Looks like Australia is going to be able to sneak through. The skip electing not to set the spinnaker and just drive hard under two sails on the second pass is doing it. Doesn't look as spectacular as the Endies. The Endies totally out of control. That bear is a roaring. It's not a bear roar, it is one of sailcloth. A lot of pressure in the rig last week. Actually lost their rig. This big spinnaker just tore the gap apart, and she's snapped, I think, just above the mast, just above the boom on the mast section. But today the rig all hanging in there and coming together. And the first time we've really seen the Endies in anger comes through, finishes her race this afternoon.
How did I do? All right.
Oh, marvellous. Well done. Thank you, Daphne.